G'day, welcome back to another resto video. As you can see, I've been banging out a few restos over the last few weeks or so. Actually the last three there I did, this week and last week. So of course the Kyosho Outrage Mark II there, if you saw my last video, that needs a wing and body and tyres. Other than that, she's all good. The Raider, it just needs a motor. Pretty happy with the way that turned out. Probably most happy with the way the Optima turned out. That's all paint, except for the sponsor stickers, of course. But yeah, all the pinstriping stuff, all paint. Very happy with that. My first time painting an Optima body. And of course the Javelin you might have seen in the old running video and stuff I had there a while back. When I did that video, I stripped the diff gears, or the splines on the axles actually, so I just recently put those back in, so she's ready to go. So at some point I'll get the Optima and Javelin out together and give them a run. Maybe the Raider can tag along and see if it can keep up. But today, for the Tamiya fans, I got something kind of special from 1983. Ugly as hell, but yeah, it was a popular car. And naturally I'm talking about the Tamiya Frog. So there he is in all his glory. It's actually pretty complete, this one. The body's seen better days, of course. It's probably, at least the wing's still on it, that's probably one of the better ones I've seen. The radio, I'm not sure if that works. I just went out the shed before and got the ACOM's Techni Plus transmitter to go with it. I'll check the crystals, they're the right ones. Battery's in the transmitter, so that turns on. Whether it works or not, who knows, but it turns on at least. As far as the chassis goes, naturally the bumper support there's broken, so got the old cable ties to hold the radius rods on. So I've got to re one of that off a brat. I'll put that on and find some screws and the little tubes that go on it, and I can fix that. It needs a resistor, but I do have another Frog. I might borrow the resistors off that. As far as wheels and tyres, tyres are shagged, of course. So I've got some re wheels and tyres that I'm going to put on it. Here's some I prepared earlier, so they can go on there and they'll look very nice. Body wise, I went and bought a it's been on it for quite a while, just sitting on it on the shelf, to be honest. It's a Tamiya Frog XB, the expert built body. So all the not all the stickers are right, some of the sponsor stickers are wrong. Actually all the sponsor stickers. So I've got some MCI decals there. So the plan is, like forward here should be Pennzoil and so on. So I'll just go through and like the lights, instead of bright light it should be, KCD lighter. So I'll go through and swap all the ones that aren't right, so it looks correct for the period. And the diff and the axles to me feel okay. It's hard to do it with the camera, but yeah, they don't seem to slip or grind or any of that. So hopefully they'll be okay. And even more so, hopefully the radio works. So when it's all cleaned up, I can take it out for a run, because that'd be pretty good. Alright, first things first, to find out whether this radio works, and it turns out it does. The switch is very stiff, but when that's plugged in, this is kind of dirty in the contacts and that, but I just thought I'd plug it in, see if it runs. But it won't work with that on, but I've hooked it up to my power supply there. It's only on 6 volts. And the transmitter's turned on. Beautiful. Alrighty, I'll get on with the disassembly, and I'll sort out that battery box and switch later on. But yeah, pretty pumped that works. Alrighty, moving on. So here we are, we can start pulling it apart now. Like the last two I did, there's probably some sub-assemblies like the front end and stuff that I won't even bother pulling apart. There's nothing wrong with them. If there's broken parts or something, yeah, I'd pull them apart, but I'll probably just start, taking the wheels off and stuff, of course. But yeah, if it ain't broke, I ain't gonna fix it. So I'll just kind of do what really needs doing. I think I'll be taking the radio out, of course, for now, and give it a good bath in some soapy water. Not the radio, the car, I mean. Alrighty, so we'll just get into tearing it down. So we can see here, this steering servo's had some joins made on the wires there, so I'll take the tape off them, make sure they're soldered at least. Oh, there we go. Appears to be, yeah. So maybe they're just going to need some new insulation. Whoops, that broke off. Looks like I might be replacing the wire on that servo, or just replacing the servo, one or the other. Alrighty, moving on. Shocks feel okay. Got oil in them and stuff. Doesn't sound like there's much air in them. Might not even pull those apart. I might just clean them how they are. Now the rear arms don't appear to be broken. They usually break at the top there. That's good. Although with the age, the day I go to run it, they'll probably break. The motor wires there are soldered and got some heat shrink on them. So I'll try to leave those connected if I can, and hopefully the motor's alright. I'm just going to put it back in later, and I'm guessing it will be okay. If not, we can take it out, put something else in. But yeah, I'll give the speed controller a clean, of course. Give the motor a bit of a clean and oil, and we'll go on from there. Pinion gear looks pretty good. Got to be happy with that. The splines appear to be okay. And if I can get them out. Yeah, there's a little bit of wear on the axles. But we'll have a look at that later. We'll clean them up and stuff. Alright, so we'll open the gearbox and see what all that's about. Here we go. Bit of brass come off there. All looks quite good. Yeah, I think that'll be fine when we just clean it up, and should be fine and dandy, I reckon. Alright. Got to straighten the side plates a little bit, that's alright. But I'll clean them up. I won't go and polish them like a lot of people do, but I'll just clean them up nice. Front end, yeah, I'll take this off. Actually, I'll find some side cutters. The radius rods look like they've been bent, so I'll either straighten them or I'll just steal them off the other Frog. Earlier on I said I was going to leave the front end in one piece, but I can't because of the broken bumper mount where it mounts the radius rod there. So I'll have to take these out. There we go. Probably don't need to pull it down any further than that. I can clean everything on there. There's a couple of bits of on it here where it's, you know, the plastic's stressed a little bit. It's landed on its roof at some time and put some stress on the body mount. Most of it's pretty good though. There's no breaks. These chassis were pretty good for staining, so it's got a lot of stains on it. I'm not going to be able to get them off. It's just how it is. I'll clean it best I can, but yeah, it's never going to be minty fresh. Alright, so I'll get all this stuff cleaned up and yeah, get all this stuff cleaned up and we can go from there. Before I go any further with the cleaning, I'll check this motor and see if it works, and the speed controller. So I'll just plug a battery in and see what happens. I'm not sure how much charge is in this battery. See if anything happens. It's alive. There we go. So she works. Not sure about the resistors, but that one's got to go anyway. So I'm not too worried about that. I'll change the resistors, but yeah, the motor works fine. Sounds good. So yeah, I'll clean him up and give him a bit of a lube. Looking through the side there, commutator's a little bit grubby, but I'm not going to worry about it as long as it runs. Okay, I think that'll pretty much do for this video. I was going to do it all in one video, but it's going to be far too long, and you know, people go to sleep, including myself. So in part 2, I'll paint the driver, fix the electrical problems there. I've got to extend some wires and things, sort out the speed controller, and I'll assemble it. But yeah, I probably won't assemble it on camera though. I'll just assemble it off camera. Everyone knows how they go together by now. Basically the reverse of, you know, pulling it apart. So yeah, that'll pretty much do for this episode, I guess. So keep a lookout for part 2. It should only be a day away, tops. Yeah, alright, thanks for watching.